The two witnesses at Gretel's wedding in June 1944, Himmler and Bormann, both had interesting family arrangements. Himmler had been a late bloomer, a shy and fastidious man. He met his future wife, Margrethe, in 1927. She was a nurse, and they shared an interest in homeopathy and herbal medicine. Married in July 1928, Margrethe was 7 years older than Himmler. The marriage produced only one child, a daughter named Gudrun, born in 1929. Later, Himmler adopted a boy named Gerhard von Aher, the son of an SS officer who died before the war. Himmler was a very busy man who saw little of his wife. The couple maintained two residences, a large villa in Berlin's Dahlem district and a house at Gmünd on the Tegernsee in Bavaria. Himmler was able to spend more time with Gudrun, and she accompanied her father on many state occasions and official visits, including at least once during a visit to Buchenwald concentration camp. But Himmler was to find love with a younger woman. In 1938, Himmler took a fancy to one of his secretaries, a woman 12 years his junior, Hedwig Potthast. Potthast and Himmler became romantically involved in 1939 after Himmler had declared his love for her. He wanted to divorce his wife and marry Potthast, but such a move would have been hypocritical since Himmler demanded the highest moral behavior and standards from his SS subordinates, and officially frowned on the very behavior he was secretly practicing. So Potthast became Himmler's long-term mistress. They lived together off and on in Mecklenburg, and Potthast bore him the sons Helga, born in 1942, and a daughter Nanette Dorothea, born on the 20th of July 1944, the same day a conspiracy of army officers blew up Hitler with a bomb at the Wolf's Lair. At the end of the war, Himmler's mistress was living in Rosenheim with her children and the wife of SS Obergruppenführer Oswald Pohl, one of Himmler's top commanders and a major war criminal. Himmler's wife had been working as a wartime nurse for the German Red Cross in a very senior position. His adopted son, Gerhard von Aher, saw combat against the Soviets as part of a Hitler Youth unit and was captured, but later released. He survived the war. Himmler's wife and mistress remained loyal to him right up to the end. Margrethe and Gudrun fled Gmünd just ahead of advancing US troops and made it to Bolzano in Italy, where they were arrested. The Americans held them in a series of internment camps in Italy, France, and Germany before taking them to Nuremberg to testify at the famous trials. This experience deeply affected Gudrun, turning her into a devout defender of her father for the rest of her life. Released in November 1946, Margrethe was also bitter and legally challenged her denazification classification, largely based on a high rank in the German Red Cross. In 1951, her category was changed to the lowest, meaning she was not held responsible for her husband's crimes. But in 1953, she was reclassified again as Category 2, a beneficiary of the Nazi regime. She received 30 days punitive work, lost her pension rights and the right to vote. She lived with her sister and adopted son in a small apartment in Hepen, and her last years were spent with her daughter Gudrun in Munich, where she died in 1967, aged 73.